Arianna, and today I'm going to be going over some study hacks that I found very helpful, and I hope that you will find it helpful as well. I'm the type of person that can't just read a textbook. I can't even do the audio version of the textbook because if I do the audio version of it, I will start to zone out. Or sometimes they mispronounce words and I have to be like, wait a second, what the heck are they trying to say? And then I have to end up going back and reading it or figure out what they're saying. And my train of thought just goes away. I also don't like reading my notes over and over again because even if I make them as neat as possible, it's just a bunch of words on the page to me sometimes. After hours of studying, you know, like it's not very beneficial even if I take a break. I'm also the type of person that has to have many different sources of studying, such as I have to not only write it down myself, I have to hear it and I have to like physically see them or physically do it myself. So that's why these study hacks were beneficial to me, and they also helped because they were free, and who doesn't love free things? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you guys so you guys can see what I'm doing, but the first thing I'm going to go on is TikTok. Honestly, once you download it, it is so hilarious, but there are so many videos on there that are helpful. I was just scrolling on my timeline one day and I saw nursing memes show up, like they were doing nursing parodies, but of things that actually happen in the hospital, and I came across nursing student videos as well, which is why I personally like to go on TikTok, because on my downtime I will go on TikTok or social media, of course, and I can just watch some tips and tricks while scrolling through my social media. So the first person that I saw was Beautiful Nursing. She doesn't have too many videos, but she does have nursing tips and tricks. She shares her notes with us and she gives us some free printables, which is awesome because sometimes you have to pay for printable lecture notes and printable, you know, study hacks, organization tips, time management, things like that. So if you can see, she has the Etsy link in her bio as well, so if you do want to get more into depth notes, she has them. She has Pharmacology 101, COPD. You can buy them by the bundle, and I believe you can buy them just by like a single page. I absolutely love that she is doing that because even when I do my notes as pretty as possible, I do not have the time to color code them. I do not have the time to like box them. Usually I just put a star next to the important stuff, or you know, put a box around like the topic that's really important, and I'll go back and look at it. But sometimes having it be color coded and like extra is really beneficial when you're just studying hours on end for things, and it can also help you click. Okay, so the next person that I found on TikTok goes by Steph Beggs. As you can see, she has 60 seconds of knowledge are usually most of her videos, and they're on a bunch of different things like true and false versus labor, external nutrition, common medical abbreviations, things like that. So I love watching her videos. She, of course, too color coordinates. She makes them, you know, she sometimes adds pictures in her pages, and she also has her Instagram linked in her bio, just in case you guys aren't going to download TikTok. You can follow her Instagram, and she'll also have her Etsy link on there as well. So she too does sell her notes. She sells them in single sheets and study sheets. They're over many different things: med surg, pharmacology, electrolytes, studying sheets, fundamentals, things like that. Even if you guys are not going to download TikTok, I will provide the Etsy links for both of their accounts and their Instagram handle. So the next thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is podcasts. I know most people don't really listen to podcasts. I think it's like the older generation that listens to them more, but recently I've been getting into them a lot lately, whether it's for educational purposes or entertainment. I use a podcast app that comes downloaded on your iPhone. So it is free, and even when you subscribe to any channel on the podcast, they are free as well. And there's only one person that I actually follow on here for nursing education, and it is Simple Nursing. He has the pharmacology mastery on here, and it is super helpful because I listen to it on the go. Usually when I'm walking my dog, because I walk him a couple times a day, he goes over medications, he goes over the interactions, adverse effects, what you're going to see on the HESIs or the ATIs or the NCLEX exam. And the best part about his podcast is that they are 1 to 5 minutes long. He takes average NCLEX quiz exams for the year or whatever it may be, and he chooses the topic and sees, like, is it common or not, whether you need to study it or not, basically. So he has so many episodes on here. It says 2020 courses up on the top right hand side, and it says users have reported an 82% or higher test average. Pharmacology for me is super hard. I know I took Pharm 1 and that exam was mostly over drug calculations, and Pharmacology 2 is mostly like drugs, medications, their interactions, their classes, things like that. So I like listening to him. Sometimes I have no idea how to remember what that drug class is specifically for, and he'll say certain phrases that stick with you. You'll hear it again in other episodes on his podcast channel, and eventually you'll just remember it. So I'm not sure if he's on any other podcast apps out there. I'm not sure if you have to download those apps for free or for a fee, but definitely on iPhones, that's what I use. Okay. The last one is kind of obvious. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but the reason why I started YouTube was because I personally go on YouTube to look for all of my informational sources. So this is one YouTuber that I know nursing students already know about and have already watched some videos for. I've even watched them in class with my instructors. It's Registered Nurse RN. Bless your soul for being in this field. We needed you. So go ahead and go on to YouTube. I just type in Registered Nurse RN, and as you can see, she has so many different videos, whether it's NCLEX practice questions, diabetes related, registered nurse salary, she has septic shock, COVID related videos, pressure injuries, things like that. She goes over everything. Now her videos are more 20 minutes to like 40 minutes long, which is okay. Usually I like to watch her videos. If some material is not clicking with me, I will study it as much as I can, and when I reach that point, I'll just go to her channel and search for that specific topic, and usually she has a video. They're into depth, but they're also kind of a summary. You know, you can read it and you can hear it from an instructor, but if somebody else explains it to you, they may say it in a different way and it just clicks with you. And that's why I like going to these different outlets, because sometimes it just doesn't click with me, and I'll go and watch a 1 minute video or 1 minute podcast, and I'm like, oh my God, I understand now. So it's always very beneficial to look at different outlets until you figure out what the answer is. Okay, the next YouTuber is Simple Nursing. He was the podcast guy for pharmacology, but on his YouTube channel he goes over many things just like Registered Nurse RN. Things like heart failure, pharmacology, he goes over fluids, he goes over Addison's versus Cushing's disease. He goes over so many different things, and again, his videos on here are going to be 15 to 40 minutes long. They are basically a summary, but they're also into depth. He says it in very simple terms, but also he adds diagrams. You know, he points out the differences between things. If you're having issues with metabolic acidosis or, you know, respiratory alkalosis, he explains those ways, tips and tricks on how to figure it out very quick and easy. Okay. The next person that I'm going to talk about on YouTube is Picmonic Video. They have pictures for every medical term or adverse effects, or you know what that medication does, and sometimes they have it for fundamentals and things like that. These are basically going to be, you know, like your intro nursing core classes. I also see that they have med surg videos on here. So basically they associate pictures, cartoons, colors with the words to help you remember it easier. If you're one of those people that likes to, have color coded, that might be helpful for you as well. Sometimes it does help me, but most of the time I like hearing phrases. So Simple Nursing and Registered Nurse RN are my go-to. So all of these YouTubers, Registered Nurse RN, and Simple Nursing, and Picmonic videos, they all have websites that you can go to as well for studying tips, NCLEX style quizzes, and things like that. I believe it is a subscription fee for those sources. It's a little bit on the pricier end, just like NCLEX Mastery. I know that is another app that you can use. Let's just talk about that. Okay, one last thing I'm gonna tell you guys is on Instagram. There's Nursing and NCLEX Mastery. They are very helpful. Sometimes they give a question of the day, which is what you'll see if you download their app. I believe their app is a fee because they give you a lot of NCLEX style questions, but if you go on their Instagram, you can basically get it for free. They go over scenarios, they go over questions, they go over strategies, and they also have some memes on there. So I love following them on Instagram. I believe it is like $60. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but if you download their app, you do have to pay a fee to continue using the app. So just be aware of that. But I do like following them on Instagram, and I suggest that you guys do as well. Okay guys, well that is it. I hope these study hacks helped you. Comment below if you have any other study hacks that have helped you. I know there are many other different sources, but those are the ones that I've personally come across that I've been using over and over during my time in the program. Most of these study hacks are free. Again, it's your choice if you want to go the extra mile and actually purchase the material off of Etsy or off of their website or their apps. But I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.